I'm here with Fathur outside Turf Moor, otherwise known as 3 Point Lane for Chelsea Football Club, mate. We've just beat Burnley 4-1 away from home. It's our third win on the bounce. We can go into the international break in a positive way, mate. I mean, unbelievable.
Relaxing it. And this is the first time I think we scored 4 goals since the Burnley away as well last year. So, you know what? I'm very happy about it, and the fact that we gone from 1-0 down, and it's a rarity that for us come back from 1-0 down and then nick 3 points off of them, and not the first time I see our second half one-sided for us, and 4 goals in one half. Magnificent, mate, magnificent.
I think the most important thing that people want to see is the 3 points,
Yeah.
but what we have to discuss, Father, is the way that we won the game, because it wasn't a case of getting a goal up, getting 2 goals up, and then just building the momentum. I mean, we started off losing the game, and then we came back. It's very unlikely that we would have seen that last season. In fact, I don't think I can remember a single game last season where we went 1-0 down and then came back to win.
Yeah, I think it's a rarity for us this time around. I think in the first half especially, there was some sloppy moments, I would say, and a couple of chances as well. But I think those sloppy moments, like Levi Cole on the left, like you can't do that against the big sides like Arsenal or Man City. Boom, you're going to get punished at the end of the day. And I feel we were lucky if it was for Burnley, And I think it goes to show that I think the first half we were a bit scared. I think we were not brave enough to go in that final third. I think that we were not committed enough, I would say. And I think that what Pochettino do in the halftime seemed to kind of like, it changed everything in the second half, because the setup is completely different in the first half. And the fact that we got 4 goals in one half, like, it just goes to show that I think you have to give credit to Pochettino as well at the same time, because he tweaked something up from the first half, and then the second half we just came out banging.
I mean, this is the thing. Whenever we go to criticise, we obviously criticise the players on the pitch because they're the ones that are playing. But we are also very quick to criticise, as fans, the manager, because he's the one who's making the decisions, who starts, who doesn't, how we play. So it's absolutely right that Chelsea fans need to get behind Mauricio Pochettino at this time.
Yeah, 100%. I think when we saw the lineup first, like, what your initial thought would be like, why Woodchick was on the bench, and is it because of precaution that he went off like a couple of days ago? So I think you know what, in terms of lineup, we just got to trust Poch, and he knows his players really well. And the fact that this is the second game I've seen that Poch making a same lineup, it's because it's a rarity at the end of the day. Like, we never see some sort of a consistent lineup week in, week out, and this is the first time that we've seen it. And the fact that it's kind of gel.
What do you mean by consistent lineup? Sorry.
Like the same lineup, like the Fulham game especially. That when I came to this game, it's the same lineup though that I saw. So this is why I think that we need to build that chemistry from the beginning, and the fact that what Poch did against Fulham and today was unbelievable. And I think it would be a bit of shame that we can see that first goal. Would love to come out here with not a clean sheet 3 in a row, but a win's a win, innit? So we got to move on. And it's you know what? I'm glad that we end this kind of easy period on a high, because after that it's gonna get tough.
Well, this is the thing as well. I mean, because we didn't make it easy for ourselves in the beginning of the game. I think anyone who watched the first half of that match would have said we were shocking. I mean, I know we scored a goal, we equalised, we made it 1-1, but it's still not good enough, is it?
No, not at all. And I think with Burnley, I think it just goes to show that play a higher line against a top team like Chelsea, like, you're gonna cause us into trouble. That's why I feel like, in some ways, that I feel we're a bit lucky, but at the same time, I thought we were playing really that good. And this is the time that I would, 3 wins on a bounce. When was the last time we had 3 wins on a bounce? It's been a while, so.
Bro, I can't even remember. I mean, that's bad. And I go to all the Chelsea games, guys. I've literally, the last game
Me and him week in, week out, honestly, like, I can't even remember, like, probably 2 years ago.
Bro, the last game I didn't go to was Zagreb away. And I was a click away on my computer. I was on the phone to Ricky, who's been on the channel a couple of times, not many, but a couple of times. And I was looking at these return flights, and I was like, oh my God, I've got to go to Croatia. It's like 400 quid return. I was like, is it really worth it? Yeah. And in the end, like, generally speaking, obviously the way I justify it is like it's always worth it, but I just didn't have the money at the time. And this is where I was speaking to people in the away end, and I was saying when we were 1-0 down, or it was 1-1, I was saying, guys, like, where have you travelled from? And people were going, I've come from Brighton, I've come from this place, I've come from London, I've come from all these different places across the UK to go and follow Chelsea. And this is what I've seen in the first half, which utterly, we've already agreed on, it was shite.
It was not.
But listen, this isn't why we follow Chelsea. We would follow Chelsea irrespective of that. And in a way, we kind of look at it as regular fans and we go, well, at least we don't have tourists coming every single week, which,
Facts.
by the way, we don't mind. I don't care about tourists coming in, but I do care about people affecting the atmosphere of the away fans. So it's just nice to see fans being rewarded for the effort that they are making because, you know, I was speaking to Matt the other day. He spent over 100 quid. He was considering spending over 100 quid on a train ticket. We ended up getting a lift, but a lot of fans had to invest a lot of money just to get here.
I invest a lot of money as well. How
How much did you spend?
Bruv, I spent a lot, about what? Nearly over 100 quid now, literally.
That's ridiculous, mate.
It's like, guys, I know the first half wasn't that good, but at the end of the day, just calm it down, settle it down. I know we're gonna come back, and I feel like this is the kind of mentality that Poch has been installing into some of these players. Normally, when we go 1-0 down, like last year, our heads would drop, our mentally would drop, and the fact that we came out on storm on the second half is just goes to show that the mentality has been changed a lot from last season, and this is why I feel like some people got to trust Poch in some basis. And even though the football last couple of weeks even before the Brighton game, it wasn't that good, but at the same time, it was always going to take a time. It was always going to be like not going to be a plain sailing. Yeah, I understand that we have to win one of those games like Nottingham Forest. We've got to win. Bournemouth, Villa, we lost how many points on that? We lost roughly about 2, maybe 3 points because of that, because that losses or a draw. So this inconsistency will happen. It will happen over time, and I think that Poch knows that this kind of situation that we will get into, I think he'll figure it out.
So you do believe that this is a different Chelsea compared to last year? And if you do or don't, why?
I do believe this is complete different, and the fact that, unlike last year, when we went 1-0 down against a low block, we looked desperate, we looked void of ideas, we looked lackluster, clueless, and this time what I see from the last couple of games, especially against Brighton, everything has changed. Even though some rival fans don't want to admit it, that's fine. It's just like, you keep your business, we mind our own business. You can talk the shit all you want about Chelsea, but at the end of the day, the football talks on the pitch.
What specifically has changed?
Good question, though. Tactically, mentality as well. I feel like with the mentality-wise, I feel like even though these guys are still young, but the last couple of games, I've seen a lot of different mentality. I've seen like, even after the Bournemouth game, I was criticizing these players like the mindset going to this game for a draw. No, you're going into this mindset, the games like Fulham, Brighton, and today, you're going with a mindset of winning. That's what I want, because some of us here had to travel a lot, and then we need some reward at the end of the day. And the fact that the last couple of games has been, you know what, atmospheric-wise, it was brilliant, and the fact that this is kind of football that we enjoy a lot. So, yeah, man, well, it's a good ending towards international break, but after that, it's going to be tough.
Do you think the fans deserve some praise as well?
Absolutely, and you know what, our away fans are probably the best one in this country, you know, and the fact that even last season there's not a lot of energy, any desire from our fan base, the passion still, because of the football on the pitch, and I feel like it's changed a lot last couple of games now, and I'm delighted. I'm delighted that we've got. It's a slow step into the right direction, but we're getting there.
I have to admit, I remember we all made prediction videos at the beginning of the season. I have to admit, I can't remember exactly what you did predict. So can you just remind me of what your predictions were for the beginning of the season? And do we agree with what you said before, or has your opinion changed since we first started?
I can't lie. Did I? I think I did predict fourth place that we've.
So Champions League football then?
Champions League football.
Okay.
Yeah, Champions League football. I still believe by my prediction. I still stand by it. I do think we're going to make it Champions League football, and I think that we've got a good run right after the December time, and there to get those points up again, to get those consistency up, and the fact that this season alone, not only on the league but in the league cup as well. We've got Blackburn Rovers coming up. We've got FA Cup in January, so it's a good mindset going into these. It will be the tough period coming up, but at the end of the day, we thrive by those challenges.
That's the thing. That it's like every game has been a challenge this season, like or last season, for example, especially. So it's like, wow, I'm in the stands and I'm seeing people when we score looking at me like, oh my days, we actually scored. Like as a Chelsea fan, that shouldn't be normal, but for some reason at the moment it is. It's just a completely different mindset from the fans. So should we change into this position where we expect to win most games, or should we still be patient with what we have?
At the moment, it's a tough question, because I feel like with the run of games that we've got at the moment, we just got to stick with that what we have. The fact that we've seen Caicedo really improve well the last couple of games. Cole Palmer has been the ones that are outstanding the most. He's for me. You know what? I have to give him a credit. Because I was the one from the beginning. I think it was when we signed him after that Wimbledon game. I was having a big doubt about him, but he's been superb the last couple of games, and the fact that if he can continues this momentum carry on by the time against Arsenal, who knows, man? Who knows? You know what? I don't mind if you know what. Why not? We believe we can beat Arsenal. Why not?